So this is, I believe, week 8, and this is my review for the two stories we read, Winter Dream and Babylon Revisited by F. Scott Fitzgerald. In both of these stories, it seemed that the main characters, they had regrets, and they were unable to escape their past mistakes. In Winter Dream, Dexter Green, who's the main character, he made choices that he regretted, and one was he was never able to gain Judy Jones's love. Um, he regrets that she ended up in an unhappy marriage and that she lost her good looks. But at the same time, I believe that Judy, she really got what she deserved. When what she was looking for in marriage and in love, she was looking for someone that was wealthy, they had money. She wasn't really focused on being with someone that she truly loved and got along with and stuff. Money was her main motive and objective. Uh, in Brittany's presentation, she asked about the flaws of the American dream, and I believe that the biggest flaw in the American dream is really tied to material wealth. Um, in Winter Dream, Dexter is determined to be successful, and he only associates with wealth and power. He only associates them with reaching the American dream. And I mean, in my opinion, he never really reached the American dream because he doesn't have true love to share it with. I think that lots of people believe that, money is the American dream and being able to buy things and have things. But, what's the good in having all of that stuff if you don't have someone around you that you truly care about that you can share it with? In Babylon Revisited, Charlie Wales, he's a former alcoholic and he's visiting his daughter. And he wants his brother and sister-in-law to see that he's changed and that he's ready to have his daughter back and under his watch, under his care. The sister, Marion, she's the sister of his deceased wife, and she can't get over accepting his apology. She blames him, and she just won't let him forget his past and the past. This is something that I think lots of people of today and in the past had to deal with. People make mistakes in their youth, and friends and family and other individuals, they just won't let them move past them. They won't stop bringing them up. In Katie's presentation of Babylon Revisited, she asks some questions. I believe that the reader should be more sympathetic towards Charlie because, if you read the story, you probably can relate to him that there's something in your past that you might want to be forgiven for or forgotten about, or something you made an error in judgment just because of how young you were at the time or different circumstances. I truly believe in second chances, and I think many others do as well. So you would feel a sense of sympathy towards Charlie in that, people can change and they can make a difference. It does seem like he'd be a good father because of his commitment to staying sober and how he's been able to stay sober and, make a good life that his daughter could be involved in. I believe Charlie's an optimistic person, and he might get his daughter back in enough time, or, he might get her back even though Marion and I believe the guy's name was Lincoln, even though they refused to let her go with him. If he wasn't optimistic, I think he would start drinking again. He would fall back into that slumber and, really not find a sense of worth in things. So he has to stay optimistic. He has to stay positive, and I think he thinks that he can get his daughter back. In the story, I think Helen represents the past, and Charlie, he really needs to forgive himself too. Both of these stories demonstrated modernism in my mind because they both show how Americans were enjoying like the finer things in life. They were traveling and working towards personal wealth. In both of these stories, both of the main characters were successful as well. Um, you know, speaking as to wealth and stuff, but their personal lives are not in order because of these goals of um, gaining and obtaining wealth. In both the stories, Fitzgerald also hints um, at matrimonial disharmony and shows women not being concerned with their virtue. Um, Helen, Charlie's wife, she kissed another man in that story, and Judy, the woman that Dexter was in love with, um, she was dating multiple men at the same time, um, and so she wasn't being faithful to any of them.